On this episode of Fish Addictions TV, we're heading to the walleye capital of the world, Lake of the Woods.
And we're going to be fishing with Wheeler's Point Resort and running and gunning all over that big lake.
Now the weather's looking a little on the cold side, so we're going to be geared up in our striker ice suits as well as our Eskimo fish houses.
Now we've got the trailer packed with our sleds and all our other gear too to stay warm during these few days.
Day one, we're going to be pinned down in a hard-sided fish house, seeing what the resort has to offer. But day two, we're going to be doing what we like to do best, and that's run and gun style fishing.
Now what we expect to catch is a lot of saugers with a few nice walleyes mixed in.
Throughout this episode and every episode of Fish Addictions TV, you're going to notice sponsor logos on the lower portion of your screen. By clicking on those, it will bring you to that sponsor's website where you can view many of their great products.
Stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
Addiction, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. An addiction is not desirable. It is something that overtakes your life. But what happens when an addiction can't be stopped? An addiction is stronger than any one drug with only one cure. The cure is not rehab. It is not medication. It is not a counselor. The only cure for us is the water beneath our feet, the rod in our hands, the anticipation of that next big bite, and the camaraderie we all share. This is Fish Addictions.
Fish Addictions TV is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Well, we had an awesome weekend up here on Lake of the Woods. Staying at Wheeler's Point Resort, we fished out of their house one day, and then the second day we did a lot of run and gun fishing, what we like to do, and just moving around on the Great Lake, Lake of the Woods.
Every single time a guy visits Lake of the Woods, whether it be early ice, late ice, or open water, you're always going to be in for an adventure. If you're in for an adventure or want to experience a great adventure, visit Lake of the Woods. There's a couple ways to set up these dead sticks. Today we're going to put the single hook demon jig on, but a lot of times we're running plain hooks with the sinker, a foot to 14 inches above, which allows that minnow to swim freely and gives you the action down there without you doing anything.
Now fishing how we're fishing today with the holes in such close proximity to each other, pinning that minnow onto a heavier jig like that's going to keep your lines from getting tangled up also. Get him? Did you get him? Yeah. You got him? Well, I'm gonna try and get this one. Another sauger. Ooh, there's one.
Doubled up?
Doubled up. Doesn't feel much better than what you got there, but hey man, catching fish, can't complain. There he is.
One thing you're gonna run into a lot on Lake of the Woods is these smaller saugers, mixed in with some nice big walleyes. Now we aren't upset seeing these smaller saugers because from past experiences, if we're getting smaller saugers, the big female walleyes are lurking right behind
Absolutely, and that's one kind of interesting thing about Lake of the Woods is the fish don't seem to segregate by size like you're going to see on many other lakes. Wherever you're catching fish, there's potential for bigger fish. A little too small for table fare on that guy. Nice, buddy, or double. If you're coming up to Wheeler's Point and taking advantage of their rental houses, the guides up here are awesome.
Hey guys.
Wheeler's has got some of the best guides up here. They're out here on the ice every day, moving houses, fishing, keeping these houses constantly moving to stay on the fish as much as possible.
Well, we're gonna go grab a 6-man house we just brought out here. We got a group, the group of 6 that was split up into 2 houses, and now they'd like to all fish together in the same house. So just trying to accommodate them. We'll go in and grab another house and get it out here and get it set up for them and get them moved and get them on some fish. So.
And our guide this week was John, and we've dealt with John before in the past with our Hunters Helping Heroes trip, and just a very personable guy. He's going to always be there, kind of let you know what's going on, kind of give you information on what's been working in other houses.
I mean, we check on them throughout the day, make sure they're doing good and they're catching fish, give them any tips. But if they're not seeing many fish down there and they're just not doing much, we'll grab them, we'll put them up at a different house, try new areas and everything, and do our best to try to get them some fish. I mean, so that's what we want, is them to be happy and them catch some fish, go home with some limits and eat a few other here. Hey guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. How's it going here?
Oh, pretty good.
Good. Getting a few?
Yeah, you know, the morning's been real good.
Okay, good. Good deal. All right. Anything working better for you, or jigging or not jigging, or?
You know, we've caught both off dead sticks and jigging.
Okay.
I'd say about 50-50. It's been good.
All right.
You know, we might not be using the right presentation, but he's able to come over and tell us, hey, this is kind of working for these guys. Why don't you try that?
All right. Sounds good then. So, well, I'm gonna run then. I'll probably stop back a little later. I'll see you guys doing then. So, all right.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, if you're coming up here and going to fish with one of the resorts, and in particular Wheelers, what you can expect walking into one of their hard-sided houses is, first of all, it's going to be nice and warm. The holes are going to be pre-drilled. There's going to be a bait bucket sitting there going. So all you got to do basically is bring your stuff in, sit down, and start fishing. Stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
What do you like most about your Ion auger?
Starts every time. Just pull the trigger. No gas, no oil, no spills.
Ion will cut up to 40 holes through 24 inches of ice in a single charge. That's a lot of holes.
No exhaust or airing out the house.
It doesn't catch when you re-drill holes.
I like the new reverse. I use it to flush holes clean.
Learn why Ion is the hottest auger on the ice at ioniceaugers.com.
So we're fishing up here on Lake of the Woods today, and Lake of the Woods is a huge body of water, lots of varying depth and different pieces of structure that you're going to find fish. Now a unit like this Vexilar FLX 28 has a few features on it that are going to maximize your success out here on the water. First and foremost, it's got a new auto depth feature. There's no more second guessing on what depth range you're in. You turn it on auto and it's automatically going to adjust your depth range for the depth of water that you're in. Also, it's going to have a digital readout of your actual depth automatically, which is very handy when you're trying to pick apart a piece of structure. With that, Lake of the Woods, you're fishing bottom-dwelling fish most of the time, be it walleyes, saugers, and sometimes perch. All the features that are packed into it just helps put more fish topside. It's something I do not leave home without. Ooh, there he is.
Better fish?
Better than them smaller guys, but I wouldn't call him a huge fish. That was a
real nice sauger.
nice sauger. Another one. Like I said, call him in with that B3 blade and drop down a lightning spoon with a minnow head. So this weekend we're fishing the south shore of Lake of the Woods just outside of Pine Island. Now why this destination early ice? The main reason is in the fall they get a shiner run from the lake shiners going up the Rainy River. Now where the bait fish go, the predatory fish follow. Wow. Got him. That might be a little better fish. I don't know. He was up quite a bit higher than what we've been seeing. He's not feeling as big now. But a nice sauger nonetheless. You know, we're not catching the biggest fish out here, but man, we're putting some great eaters on the ice today. We fished in the houses yesterday, and now we're out just bouncing around, checking different depths. I'm in 24 feet right now. Just moving 200-300 yards each time we move and finding the active schools of these voracious Lake of the Woods saugers.
Today we've got a totally different game plan going on. Yesterday we were in a hard-sided house fishing in one spot all day long, and today we kind of came up with a great game plan. We started out shallow. Yesterday we weren't able to get into a bunch of walleyes in the hard house. We were out a little deeper, so we wanted to get up in the shallow water, 17 feet of water, and we've been working our way out, and now we're sitting about 25 feet. And it's crucial to be mobile in this scenario. You know, when we're able to punch around and move between all these houses, I mean, we're in a city out here, and being able to kind of move from spot to spot with our sleds and our Evos is a real crucial part of what we're doing. Got him. It's a nice walleye. We just moved up to the shallows here. We're at about 17 feet of water. Right away we pick up one, I don't know, 17 inches. Can't really complain. We've been moving around all day long, setting up houses. We were just gonna sit out on the ice and see what we couldn't make happen and move around. And like I said, right away, nice walleye. Guys, what I got here is the Striker transporter bag. Josh and I were out on the ice running and gunning, moving around all the time. This is one of our favorite pieces of equipment. One thing that we've got here is five rod tubes inside, protective rod tubes. So when we're throwing it in the ice house, throwing it on the back of the sled, throwing it over our shoulders, that all these rods we know they're staying protected in there. One of my favorite features of this bag is this huge storage area that they have up on the top part here. Now I personally keep tackle, an extra reel or two, gloves, hats. I mean, I'm able to fit all that in the top of this compartment. Another great feature of this bag is these 4 side compartments that we have here. Another spot to throw extra line in, extra hooks, another plastic container, any other personal items you might have. Maybe it's a snack, something like that. And another couple great features about this bag, 2 things. One, it's got a shoulder strap, so you just grab it and go. Or early ice conditions, we know we're all toting our gear out there. We're trying to be as light as possible and take the least amount of stuff out there. And one of the great things about this bag is it's inside these, it's got backpack straps. And with the backpack straps, you throw it over your shoulder just like you would a backpack. For more information on this and other Striker gear, check them out at strikerice.com.
Being the end of December, we had to deal with some bitter cold temperatures out here. With these cold temperatures that we're experiencing, utilizing the Evo 2 crossover shelter from Eskimo was key in staying warm and comfortable as we did our run and gun style fishing.
Now you're gonna hear us over and over talk about this ion this year. One of the things that we love about it, especially on early ice, it's the lightest auger out there unless you're going at the hand auger. On a cold day like today, now we're still on our first battery. We got about 10 inches of ice and we've punched about 50 holes. And we're just leaving it out in the cold just to see what it'll do. But we got 50 holes, 1 battery. Here.
Cool. Got it. Ooh, nice. Dude, my bobber's there too. I think we got a double going here, Mike. What do you got? This feels a little better. It's a nice sauger.
Decent sauger. But with the typical sauger you can expect on Lake of the Woods.
Nice walleye here.
Walleye? We've been bouncing around all day long looking for a nice consistent bite. We've got, what, 4 or 5 here in the last couple minutes?
Yeah, I just had a flurry come through here. Yeah, like Mike said, we've been moving, changing depths, and we ended up right at 25 feet, just on the outside of the pack of houses, and started marking them, searching around, flipped up the Evo 2, and I think we're set up for a decent evening bite here, Mike.
Yeah, I think we finally found the key. We've got the bobber down in one hole, we're jigging aggressively in the other hole, and the fish that don't want our jigging presentation are taking these bobbers down.
Yeah.
You've got, what, 3 here on the bobber in the last couple minutes?
Third one on the bobber, yep. Well, let's get back to it, man. Let's make hay while we can. Be a good eater tonight. Stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
The hottest bait on the ice just became the fastest. Introducing the rotating power minnow from Custom Jigs and Spins.
Fish Addictions TV is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
All in all, it was a great weekend up here on Lake of the Woods fishing early ice conditions and just chasing these fish around and having a blast. That looks like something better. Like the whole lake. You know, from time to time we like to fish in a large group, but there are those other times where we like fishing just to get away from it all and relax. Now, Lake of the Woods is one of those destinations where you can do just that.
Lake of the Woods is an incredible area. It's beautiful country. It's a phenomenal fishery. This lake is just amazing. It's unbelievable how many people, we run out on this lake, have a great time, catch a ton of fish every time, and it just keeps producing year after year.
Mike and I try really hard here at Wheelers Point Resort, along with Marshall and Sarah at Lake Road Lodge, to make sure if you come and stay with us and fish with us, that you have a great experience.
Now they've got a variety of different cabins up at Wheelers Point Resort. What we stayed in this weekend was a very spacious and comfortable lodging facility.
A few things you can expect when staying with Wheelers in one of their cabins is you're going to walk into a nice clean facility. Beds are going to be made, bathrooms are going to be clean.
We offer ice fishing packages, basic lodging, whatever customers need. We have the restaurant and bar available as well.
Now Wheelers has got one of the coolest restaurants up here at Lake of the Woods. You walk in, it's a great atmosphere. They've got the bar and restaurant. Also, a unique thing that they've got that I think is pretty cool is they've got this unique fan system up in the bar that has huge pulleys and belts, and it's pretty cool. Ask Mike to turn it on when you come up here.
We transport customers out onto the lake, haul them back and forth if needed. We have plowed roads when the road is safe.
Wheelers Point Resort has a great fish cleaning facility. It's nice and clean, very well lit. You know, a place to put your fish, clean the fish when you're done. Just a very clean and nice fish cleaning facility.
It's a full service situation as far as the winter fishing goes. Now, my wife and I purchased Wheelers Point Resort 4.5 years ago. Things have went really well. We were fortunate enough and met some nice people at Lake Road Lodge, and we're fortunate enough to be able to purchase that from them as they were moving on in their careers.
This summer we had a great experience with Mike and Josh from Fish Addictions and their whole crew with the Hunters Helping Heroes and Lake Road Lodge. We've had their crew come here and come fish with us and tell us fish stories, and we're looking forward to our next winter and summer and all the experiences and stories that we always share afterwards. So yeah, we've really enjoyed the crew from Fish Addictions, and we're looking forward to our future with them.